Good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of December 2024, and the time now is 9:32 a.m. in the morning. My name is the Bull of Lewisham, and I'm a prize fighter. I watched a film um, about Egypt. Um, Not about Egypt, it was a film. It could have been the greatest story ever told. I think it was that film. Very popular film. And I think, let me get the Holy Bible because they might not believe me. There's the Holy Bible. It's a real one. It's real. It's a real one. I'm not just holding an empty cover. It's a real book. It's a real one. Look, see, it's the real Holy Bible. You know, I got it off the I got it off the internet. I bought it from probably Amazon. Anyway, in the film, I think Ramesses, the pharaoh, says to Moses. Now Moses said, "For this, I watched the film probably 10 years ago. 10 years ago, yeah, on DVD." And Ramesses says to Moses. Moses talks about God. Moses says, from what I can remember, in the film, Moses says to Ramesses something about God. And Ramesses says, "Who's your God?" I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was a bit rude as well to Moses. Yeah, who's your God? Because when Moses said to Ramesses, "Oh," I can't remember what exactly Moses said to Ramesses, but he said something about, "Oh, I don't know exactly the story. I know the story, but I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not going to say what I think the story. But let me just say this: if Moses said to Ramesses, for instance, let the people of Israel go, because according to the story, they were in captivity, isn't it? They were slaves, according to the story. Yeah, the ancient Israelites were slaves. I think they're the ones that built. They were the ones that built the pyramids. They were used as slaves. Because I remember watching Moses in stumping his feet. Remember, in the mud, mixing the mud with the hay and all. Remember, Moses, yeah, and he's got his bare chested and he's got a little loincloth and all. They were all there. And I mean, yeah, I saw that in the film. Yeah, I remember seeing that in the film. I don't know if it's true, but I saw it in the film. What I'm saying now, when after Moses, he comes for all of that shit, and he's there with Ramesses, and he said something to Ramesses about, "Oh, Almighty God," or something like that, this and that, or something like that. I don't know what he said, but then Ramesses said, "Who's your God? Who's your God?" Now, at that time, 3,000 years ago, whatever the rubbish it was, yeah, if Ramesses had said to Moses, "Who's your God?" I can understand that because obviously, them days is primitive. It's funny. Them days is primitive. They're primitive days. Like, he's probably saying to Moses, like, how did you know about God? Because obviously, the situation, the situation that you and your people are in, is kind of, kind of mishmash. I'm saying, so how do you find a God now from that? That's what Ramesses is thinking. I saying, how did you get a God from that? How did you stumble upon a God? And like, if you stumbled upon a God, what is the name? What is the name of this blood clot God you got? Seriously, yeah, what's the name of this God? Because Ramesses is thinking that right here. How did you guys get a God? Because our God is established. We're the Egyptians here. We're like Tutankhamun, Ramesses. No, not Ramesses, but like Tutankhamun. We're like, I mean, we've got all the great ones. They're not gods. They were pharaohs. But what I'm saying is, it's confusing because there's so much rich history in the Egyptian culture. It's confusing. But what I'm saying is, their gods, the Egyptian gods, many of them are not known. Do you know that? A lot of Egyptian gods are not known. Yeah, a lot of them are not known. Even till today, like 2024, there's a lot of things about Egypt that we don't know. We just know the main bits, like Tutankhamun, Ramesses. We don't know the whole thing now. There's a lot of things there. Yeah, a lot of things. Now, what I'm saying is, they know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, when Ramesses says to Pharaoh, "Who's your God?" I'm saying now that for me, I hold the Holy Bible again. I'm talking about my interpretation, nobody else, but what I interpret the Book of Lewisham now. It's the Holy Bible again. So when Ramesses says, "Who's your God?" I can relate to that. I find it a bit ruder, but now if God, Jehovah, wanted to send the Holy Spirit into Moses and inspire Moses to talk to Ramesses and say, "Yeah, my God is named Elohim." Now that's entirely within Jehovah's remit to send the guy there, isn't it? To speak to Ramesses now. Now Ramesses is like a king, isn't he? He's so rich, he's wealthy, the whole palace he's in is paved in gold. I mean, they want for nothing. They're like upper class, middle. They're like upper class, middle class. They're rich. I'm saying well to do. So what I'm saying is now, from there now, they're living, the richest of the rich. They're wealthy now, so you can't tell them nothing because they're running things. They're supreme, superior. So from there now, Moses comes now. He's an Israelite, so he's coming there saying, "Yeah, my God now." So Ramesses says, "Who's your God?" Because really, Moses and his people, they didn't have much. They had fuck all because they were poor. They would come out of slavery, and then I don't know, in the Bible. I don't know if it's in the Bible, but them times there, I mean, thousands of years ago, it was really hard. But I had to find a God but now Jehovah. What I'm saying now, Jehovah now can inspire anybody. Jehovah now can inspire anybody. Jehovah can inspire anybody to have a God or to be a God. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when Ramesses said to Moses, "Who's your God?" What I'm saying now is, I can understand what Ramesses is saying as well, because obviously he's the king now, whatever the Pharaoh, isn't it? Which is it's the same level as the king, isn't it? The same level as the king. So he's Pharaoh. The same level as the king. He's at that level, the high level now. So when this guy coming in there now, Moses said, "Yeah, he's got a God now." It's confusing, it's baffling, it's bewildering. What God is this? How did you get a God? Man, it's kind of staggering because how did you work that one out? So two twos now. What I'm saying now is, from how I see it, I'm only talking about what you see in this video. The Bull of Lewisham. So that's it now. Who's your God? Is basically. Let me pause and think about this. Who's your God? Who's your God? Thinking about it, who's your God? I can understand what Ramesses is saying is true, because obviously they're in that lovely palatial palace or wherever they're living in. I can relate to that, but still. They're in that nice palatial palace, that nice environment, you know. But he said to them, "Who's your God?" So basically, you know, basically, yeah, I can understand it. Who's your God? But what Moses should have said to him was, "My God is." He should have said to him, "My God is the God of." I'm going to say it. Moses should have said to him, "Rasta man." "Yeah, my G." You know what it is? Guess what? Yeah, my G. Big star. Soups. He says, "Yeah, my soups." Guess what my God is? My God is the God of the living. He should have said to him, "Yeah, my God is the living. My God is the living God. My God is the living God of life and running water." That's what he should have said to Ramesses. Ramesses could have had to shut up then. What could Ramesses say? So my God is the God of the living breath and the living life itself. The living breath. If Moses had said that now to him, Ramesses had to second himself. He said, "Yeah, true. That you definitely got God." If Moses said to him, "My God is the God of the living breath and of life itself," so from there now, what could Ramesses say now? Even though Ramesses, we're on Ramesses' side now, because there's Ramesses and Moses now, two twos now, and Ramesses, the Egyptian. I'm not Egyptian, but I relate to Egypt, because for me now, this is really complicated. I don't want to get too carried away now. What I'm saying is, I can see myself in Egypt, and I went to Egypt in 2017. Now, the Israelites, the Israelis now, the Israelites, the Jewish people, the Israelites, for them now, I ain't said nothing wrong now, but two twos now. as I see it, and I can see what Ramesses is saying, that's true. So Ramesses was right, because all of that, I can get it now. It's true, because Ramesses was right there from all thousands of years ago. It just goes to show, innit? You can't go wrong when you're right. Anyway, so from there now, Ramesses said to him, "Who's your God?" And I can feel that now. So that's what I'm saying, like on Sunday when I go to church. But all of that now, it is kind of like a mishmash. But what I'm saying is now, Ramesses was right, but still, when he said, "Who's your God?" now, Moses should have said, "My God is the God of the living breath and of life itself." And then from there now, Ramesses would have said, "You know what, two now," taking 2 steps back and said, "Well, guan in," and just had his rice and peas and jerk chicken, or rice and peas and his chocho, and just second himself. I think he could have done that. Yeah, they had them kind of food them days there. And twos now. Ramesses knew. I mean, it's all words, it's all word speak. You know what I'm saying? Because even though there was no radio, no internet, and things like that, no computers, they knew that once you say certain lyrics to them, they know that, yeah, God's in the house. Because they have to second themselves. I can't go on too much now, but what I'm saying, who's your God? Moses said, "Yeah, my God is sent Lord Father the Mill, simply the best, the rose." If he had said that to him now, what could Ramesses have said? Ramesses now would have to second himself, say, "You know what, two's my G. Give me a touch." He would have given Moses a touch, say, "Come in the yard. Come in the yard and sit down and rotted." He said, "What, go on?" Moses said, "Yeah, everything's crisp." And from there now, things would have been cooking curry. Not that they're cooking curry, but you know the expression cooking curry, but cooking curry. And things would have been different now in the history, but that's how it goes. So that's the story. Let me get the Holy Bible again, because they might not believe what I'm saying. There's the Holy Bible, It's the book. It's a book, one of the best books in the world today. The Holy Bible is one of the best books. There's other books, but they all know, even in Africa, this is the #1 book. Come on, let's admit the truth. This is the best book. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. But to read it, I've got to read it. Lord is my shepherd. Tell me you got better prayers than this. Your prayers ain't as good as these, man. Damn lying coot. You can say I know the books you're talking about. I ain't gonna say the name. You think your book is better. They know what I'm talking about. That book is not on this level of this book. Look at this book now. Look at this Lord is my shepherd. Your thing is not the same as this. This was written by God himself. Go ahead. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You can't get a better prayer than that. Come on, tell the truth. That's the best one. Even Ramesses will say it's true. Ramesses wouldn't say it's true, but you know that's really that's emotional. Psalm 23. Tell the truth. That's emotional. Can't get better than that. Anyway, so that's the video I wanted to make. So thanks a lot. Take care.